Hello, friends. Today I'm going to be telling you about how overthinking can ruin your life and how to stop. Pride is a terribly destructive sin. You have to realize that everything good you have in your life comes from God. Your gifts, your talents, your family, your possessions, and where and to whom you were born have nothing to do with anything you've done, but God made that happen for you. You could have been born in a place where watching videos on YouTube was an impossibility because you spend all the hours of your day trying to get a little food and water. Places like Somalia, Ethiopia, Haiti, Venezuela. But you weren't born there. You were born in a country where you can afford a computer, afford a smartphone, and probably you have clean water coming from your tap, hot and cold, that you can drink. And you don't have to walk 3, 4, or 5 miles to get a little bit of dirty water that's going to make you sick. So if you can't see the advantages and the blessings you already have, you're not going to get more. And even if you do get a little bit, or even if you do get material possessions, you will not appreciate them and you'll not have any peace. So you can have all the riches in the world. I know a woman who's worth probably tens or even $100 million. I have not asked them what their income is, but they have a lot of money. I've never met a more miserable family in my life. They are all high achievers, doctors, lawyers, business people, C-level executives. That family is a brilliant family. I've never seen more miserable people, because if you don't have a relationship with the Creator and you don't love yourself and you don't love others, you won't enjoy the resources you have. And that's what I've seen all the time. Even millionaires. So money won't bring it to you. Having a great relationship won't bring it to you. You won't realize how great your relationship is and you'll screw it up. So having the relationship, having the money, all these things is not going to bring you happiness. It's not going to bring you satisfaction, and you will not have peace. When you look to serve others instead of just yourself, God will start to serve you in ways you couldn't even imagine. He'll serve you in a way better way than you can serve yourself if you focus on serving others, which is your purpose. Whatever product, service, whatever you're providing to the world, whatever it is you spend most of your hours in the day on, you have to do your best. Even if it's not the job you want to be at right now, you give it 100% because you don't know what that's going to lead to next. And you made a commitment to do that. And if you make a commitment to do something, if you gave your word, even if you don't want to, you have to go and do it. It's called honesty. It's called integrity. It doesn't exist a lot these days. People saying they're going to show up and not showing up. People not showing up on time. People not doing their job the way they're supposed to. It's an epidemic right now, actually, that people are not having any integrity. You don't have to trust your partner completely, but you need to act that way. And trust that God is putting the people that He does into your life for a reason. And if that person's meant to stay in your life, God will work on them to make them a good partner to you and faithful to you, if they're meant to stay in your life. If you accuse someone who has not cheated on you or who's been faithful to you, if you accuse them or ask them about it, it's going to piss them off. And it's going to plant the thought and plant the seed in their mind to go and do it. So if there's no evidence that they're doing anything wrong, for God's sake, don't bring these negative, horrible things up just because you're insecure. Insecurity, jealousy, envy, it's all related to the devil's favorite sin. The devil got cast out of heaven because of his pride. So you need to cast out your pride right now. And that pride is what leads to the overthinking as well. Oh, what's happening? The things you cannot control in your life, there's things in our control. There's a circle of control. So there's things we can control and there's things we can't. The things we can't, you have to leave that up to God, my friends. It's your duty to do what you can do. It's your duty to take the baby steps forward. But things that are out of your control. What your partner does when you're not around. Your children. The way they're behaving when they're not around you. You have to put trust and faith in them and God that God's going to work on them and they're going to do the right thing. And when they don't, you have to set boundaries. So no one's telling you have to stay with the cheater. You don't. But for God's sake, don't accuse them of things that they haven't done, because if you do that, they're going to be like, well, I'm being accused of this anyway, so I might as well cheat. Overthinking will ruin your life. Invasive thoughts. Retroactive jealousy is a big one that I had. Comparing myself to my partner's previous partners. So, trying to figure out whether I had more money, a better body, better at life than they were. And trying to figure out, where I was. If you play the comparison game, you're going to lose, my friends. Whether it's money, love, your skills, all these things, there's going to be people that are better than you. There's always going to be people that are better than you and worse than you. So don't get into this comparison game. That's some of the worst overthinking you can do. The retroactive jealousy, blaming for people for what they did in their past that they cannot do anything to change what they've done in the past. How are they behaving now? How are you being treated now? That's what you need to be looking at, not what they did in the past. Of course, when you're first meeting someone, you want to, analyze their past, all those things to see if you want to commit to that person. But once you've made the commitment, you have to see it through. I'm not saying stay with them forever, but you need to give them a chance to succeed. Just like when you go to a new job, you have to let them train you and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, you go on to the next. But you have to give them a chance to succeed. And this overthinking will destroy that, my friends. The overthinking will make you make up scenarios that are not even happening. And the thing is with worry, most things that you're worrying about aren't going to happen. Like 80-90% of the time, it doesn't even happen. So you're suffering in advance for something that probably won't happen. So why don't you save the pain for when the bad thing actually happens to you and feel the peace of God over you and the peace and gratitude in what you already have, which is probably a lot. If you're watching this on a smartphone, relatively, you have more than a lot of people in this world. And if you have clean water coming out of your tap, you have more than a lot of people in this world. If you have a vehicle in your driveway, you have more than most people in this world. Okay? If you live in America or a first world nation with water coming out of the tap that you can drink, you're doing better than most people. Okay? So if you cannot show gratitude and satisfaction where you're at, you're not going to get more. So stop trying to rush to a solution for everything. I'm going to close on that. Some things you have to be patient. The solution's not going to be there. You're not going to fix big things usually right away. You take your baby steps, pick away at them little by little, and those little baby steps add up, and then you end up winning, and your breakthrough is bigger than you even thought it could ever be. That's the thing. God's plans are bigger and better than your plans for yourself. If you just let Him work for you. Just stop suffering and let God work for you and stop this overthinking. You don't have to come up with a solution now. What you have to do is keep moving. And a lot of times overthinking happens because of lack of action. So when you're procrastinating and when you don't keep moving, so even if you're too tired to do a big task, do a small task. But when it comes time to work during the daylight hours, 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, you better be taking those baby steps towards where you want to go. And then when it comes time to rest, you rest in God's peace and let him work behind the scenes for you. None of the stuff you have comes from you. It's all by the grace of God. Even if you worked hard for what you have, you could have been in a car accident yesterday and became a paraplegic and had nothing and be living on disability with someone wiping your butt for you. So I don't want to hear that, oh yeah, we all have to work hard. That's great. But God lets you have the body that works to do that. So everything comes from him. So you have to let him work behind the scenes. You put your hard work in. You put your divine action in. You take your baby steps. You go to the gym. You do your best by your children, best by your partner. Give them all the love you can. That doesn't mean enabling, but true love. Be tough when you have to be tough. Draw a boundary when you have to draw a boundary. Have the hard conversations. That's real love. But give them all the love you can, all the support. But that's all you can do. And the things out of your control, my friends, my great friends who I really care about you and I don't want you to suffer. So stop suffering, and when your work is done, leave it to God to figure out, and he'll figure it out for you. And God rewards faith, my friends. God rewards faith. So keep your faith. Keep on going. Keep calm and carry on. And don't do too much. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what you said you're going to do. Keep your commitments. But then rest. And leave the rest up to God. I'm here for you. I'm here for coaching. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here for consulting. My email is below. It's all donation based, so whatever you can afford and whatever you think it's worth to you, you can put in my PayPal. But I'm happy to help you if you don't have anything to give, because I'm here to help. And there was a time I didn't have anything to give and I got help from a lot of people. So that's why I'm doing this. Because when I was there, when I really needed help, for months, people helped me without taking anything from me. And they never asked for anything in return. And it inspired me so much and it saved my life, the help I got. So I just want to be here for you guys. So whatever you can, give so I can help other people. But if you can't, that's fine too. But reach out if you need me. I'm here for you. Whether you have anything or not, I'm here for you. I'll answer your questions on email. And we can book a WhatsApp if you want to talk further. Love you all. We'll talk soon.